Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tatum. It is time for Lovington and Tatum Volleyball from the Walmart Digital Solutions and One Radio Square Sports. I'm TJ Miracle, and Dawn Morgan, your voice tonight.
Yes.
Hi, Dawn.
Hello, and yes, we are here. This is actually, we're picking up these games, and Lovington has already played 2 games, and Tatum has 3 under their belts. Lovington comes in 0-2. They have fallen to both Carlsbad and Roswell in straight sets. So, again, they're going to be looking to build and try to put together and really get their system working before district. So they're working to still kind of solidify themselves and get their season set and get their team all kind of figured out. And we hope that they're going to be doing that against Tatum tonight. Tatum, on the other hand, comes in at 2-1, and they come in having beaten Jowl and Cloudcroft in 3-2. Both of those games. They have lost to Mescalero Apache, which is one of the better teams in the state as well, 3-0. So they come in with a little more success on their season, but they are also going to be coming in playing against their, a lower division team, playing against a Lovington. So really, on paper, it looks different than it's going to turn out to be, in real life on the court. They're probably a lot more evenly matched than on paper than it would seem. So we are happy to be here and doing this is our first volleyball game of the season. We'll be doing the home games, and this for a cross-county rivalry match. This counts as a home game for Tatum and an on-the-road game for us, but just up the road a piece, not by much.
No, not by much at all. Our next streamcast for Tatum will actually be next Thursday. They'll be in the Jowl tournament this weekend, the holiday tournament in Jowl, but our next streamcast for Tatum will be next Thursday against Gateway Christian right back here, and after tonight, our next streamcast for Lovington will actually be Tuesday against Eunice at home. So looking forward to this. You mentioned the differences in classes, with Tatum being, I think, officially a 2A now, Lovington a 4A. So should be a good test to see where Lovington is under new head coach Marissa Ochoa this year.
Right.
So a new head coach for Lovington. Of course, Tatum, longtime head coach Kelly West. Vince Homer is her assistant. And Tatum, one of the more dominant volleyball programs, irrespective of class. So really, I think going to be a good test tonight for Lovington to see kind of where they're at against really one of the cream of the crop smaller schools in the state. And for Tatum, it'll be a chance for them to see, as you mentioned, can we take on some of the bigger schools?
Sure. We also might mention Jim McCantone is the assistant coach to Marissa Ochoa this year, and that coaching change, is new for the Lovington program, which, they're in a building phase, the Lovington program. We were really happy to start covering volleyball earlier this year, which was actually the 2020-21 season, but it didn't happen until in the spring in that super COVID-19 compressed, sports season that we had all in the space of about 4 months.
Over the course of 4 months, we did 319 games across Lee County between Hobbs, Lovington, Eunice, Tatum, and Jowl.
And with football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, and softball, all and
the powerlifting thrown in there too.
There you go. You did a powerlifting for Hobbs as well. So we definitely had compressed sports, but it was a pleasure, to be calling volleyball, something that it's a lot of fun to watch, and it's a great sport for the girls to be involved in, and it's a good sport. You'll find some of the girls who play volleyball also play and excel at basketball, and that's always good to see. And then with the smaller schools, even Lovington being a 4A school, a lot of their players, are involved. Their athletes are involved in several sports. So we're happy to be calling this and representing and really calling this for both Lovington and Tatum this evening. And the girls are going out. They're going to get lined up and get ready for our national anthem. Nope, they're going to go ahead and announce the team. So let's go ahead and go down the rosters with them. They're announcing the Lovington girls first. And on the roster, number 1 is Layla Hernandez. She is a sophomore. Number 2 is Tess Hernandez. She is a senior. Number 3 is Zabri Rodriguez, who is a freshman. Number 5 is Carly Knapp. She's a freshman. Number 7 is Amber Barunda, that is. She is a senior. Number 10 is Myra Castro. She's a sophomore. Number 13 is Aubrey Aranda, who is a freshman. Number 14 is Annalise Chavarria, a junior. Number 12 is Riley Dunlap. She is a senior. Number 18 is Jasmine Preciado, and she is a senior. Number 20 is Alexa Bell, and she is a senior as well. The Lovington girls only lost, I think, 2 seniors. They graduated 2 seniors earlier this year, so most of their team, is coming in with experience, and that experience is just a few months old. Tatum, your home team tonight. Number 2 is Aubrey Young, a freshman. Number 4 is Yaneli Flores, a sophomore. Number 5 is Ava Slover, a freshman. Number 6 is Isela Alarcon, who is a junior. Number 8 is Georgia Weir, a sophomore. Number 9 is Sierra Jimenez, who is a junior. Number 11 is Kylie West, a junior. Number 12 is Soria De La O, who is a senior. Number 14 is Cayenne Combs, who is a senior. And number 17 is Nikayla Taylor, who is a senior. We were told there was on the roster, number 1, Luan Villasenor, and number 10, Valeria Mariscal are listed on the rosters, but were scratched off and apparently not playing tonight. So those are the lineups, and the girls are going to be standing in formation and will be standing here in just a moment or two, I'm sure. Although we had a JV game before this, they may choose not to do, if they did the national anthem before the first game.
And they're going to do it.
Okay, they are. So here we are. We're standing. So we'll take we'll go ahead and just keep it here.
The stream.
All right. We'll just, yes, and then we'll be back.
We'll be back for the start.
Okay. And welcome back to Tatum Gym as we get ready for the game, the volleyball match between Tatum and Lovington to begin. Yes, that's much better. I'm just going to adjust my mask so that my glasses don't fog up and I can actually get sound into the microphone. So, and we are ready, and it will be. Officials are getting their final instructions out to the team. And the coaches also on the sides. Looks like, I don't know if the coach is making adjustments here, I think on Tatum. It's interesting, Tatum's head coach, Kelly West. Both officials are getting into place. And we have line judges tonight. This is interesting. This is new.
Yeah, we had them last year.
Well, we had them last year, but they have flags.
They didn't have flags.
Right,
yeah.
They didn't have flags, and that's what's new this year. Is they've got their
taken after the Olympics.
I guess so. Yeah, we were watching a lot of volleyball in the Olympics, both men and women. So serving for Lovington is Preciado. Tatum with a pass over the net, answered by Knapp. There's a set. And a hit by 14, Chavarria. Tatum answers. Preciado keeps it alive for Lovington, sending it back over as Hernandez. Tatum with a good set, and going in for the kill was number 11, Kylie West, but it was blocked by Lovington.
Big block there from Riley Dunlap. Right place, right time, knocked it down, and Lovington gets the first point.
So they draw first blood.
Oh, no, they actually said that it was out, so they give it to Tatum.
There you go. So Tatum has got the first point, and they will have the serve. And back to serve is Aubrey Young, I believe. That's number 2. The jerseys for Tatum, a little hard to see. And it's a good serve. And it's Carly Knapp cannot handle that. She sent it up, And drifting back to try to save that for Lovington was Amber Barunda, but it goes out. So Tatum scores another point. They are up 2-0. And it's number 2, Aubrey Young, serving again after getting a point on her serve. The serve comes in. Barunda hits it up and sent over the net by Knapp. Tatum answering. Number 11, Kylie West, with a really tight set. Nothing that she could do on that. So the point goes over to Lovington. So 2-1 your score. Tatum is leading, and it'll be Annalie Chavarria serving for Tatum. And their Allerson, their libero answers. It's sent back over the net by West. And Preciado sets for Barunda, going in for the kill. It is saved again by Allerson. Sent back over the net, and a big double block put on by Lovington, but Tatum answers that. And now it is Riley Dunlap who sends it right back over. And it is going to be out. So it's going to be Tatum's point and Tatum's serve. And stepping up to serve now is going to be Kylie West. So 3-1 is your score. Tatum is leading.
So I believe that's Taylor.
Okay.
Number 17.
17. See, I thought it was 11 and not 17. So
a little hard to pick up.
Yeah, some of the numbers it is. It's I'm looking at 11 at the net right there, Kylie West, and looking at the 11 versus the 17. There's not a lot of difference out there. There's a little bit of there's a question by Coach Kelly West. And she's subbing out players, and her number 4, Yaneli Flores, is coming in, while I believe Allerson is on the bench. Allerson is the libero for Tatum, or one of them at least, and the serve is going to be long, as an unforced error by Tatum gives the point to Lovington. So Taylor with the error, and Riley Dunlap now will serve for Tatum. And a good serve goes across. It's answered by Tatum. The set, and going in for the kill is West, and it goes out of bounds. So a point for Lovington, and they will get the serve. Maintain serve. Riley Dunlap will serve again. So 3-2 your score. So Lovington is looking to crawl back. Tatum wants to keep them down. Good serve by Dunlap. It's answered. Pushed back over the net quickly by Alexa Bell. And nothing Tatum could do. They were expecting a big hit and a big kill, probably expecting a set. They weren't expecting, I think, for Bell to just poke it over herself. I think they were expecting her to set. Riley Dunlap with another serve. And they set it up again for West. West sends it over. Now a set again for Alexa Bell. She sends it over. Tatum recovers and sends a free ball by West over. Now there's a set for Barunda to go in for the kill, and it's out. So a big hit by Barunda. She's got a lot of power and a good swing, but it just missed by inches. So we are all tied at 4 now, 4 all in this first set. And the serve by Tatum is by Slover. Lovington answering, and Barunda sending it over the net. Tatum with a nice set, giving it to West, but it was out. So
just in.
Yeah, just in. It hit just inside the line. When I looked up, it looked like it was on a trajectory to go out for sure. So West with a big swing, a nice hit, and another point, 5-4. Slover with the serve again, and it goes to Chavarria. She gets it over to Hernandez, sets it to Barunda. Barunda sneaks it over. Tatum handles that, and number 11, West, sends it back over. Got a nice volley going. There's a set, a one-hander over by Bell, and Tatum with a set. West going in for the kill. It's dug nicely by Knapp, sent over and back. Another dig by Knapp, the libero, and then Barunda slaps it over. Tatum with a nice recovery, and West trying to put it away at the net, and it goes long. So that nice long volley is going to be a point.
Off the tips of the fingers of one of the front line.
That's
for
right.
Lovington Bell. So
and it goes. It's a point.
Oh no, they changed it.
Yeah,
They'd originally signaled it the other way.
It's a point, and with Layla Hernandez goes back to serve for Lovington, not able to get it over the net. So very short serve by Hernandez. 6-5 your score now, and that was a serve that ended up being in. inside. Yes, they do. They call that just in. Barunda thought it was going to go out, and she held up on it. But Tatum maintains serve. Knapp with a nice pass. They get it to Barunda. She sends it over the net, and it's too low as Slover slides in and tries to save that and can't. It goes low under the net. So that's going to be another point for Lovington. They get served back. 7-5 right now is your score. And it's going to be Layla Hernandez back to serve for Lovington. And it goes out, this time too long. The last time it was a little short, this time out. So it is going to be 8-5 your score. Tatum is winning this first set. Kylie West is serving for Tatum now. And I don't know why they were stopping. I think maybe just to let somebody go by in front of the players bench. No, one of the officials had so the officials are conferring now. I think we may have a substitute that came in maybe for Tatum. I think there's just a question. They're conferring. It's important for the officials to communicate with each other when they're anytime there's a question. And I do think that they're checking the roster. And as soon as the official gets back, now she's checking with Marissa Ochoa, Lovington's head coach. There's a question about girls and numbers, I think, and they're just making sure that the officials know which girls are playing which position and where. It's important to know because you can have illegal contact if you have players who are designated, to be at the net or to be in the front row, and they cannot, touch the ball in certain circumstances, just like the mid-row and back-row players cannot in certain circumstances. So a little bit of a timeout while everybody makes sure that they've got everything right. Preciado is coming back to talk for a moment with Coach Ochoa.
So a long wait here. Just a reminder, of course, coming up tomorrow right here on the Tatum Sports YouTube channel, the Tatum boys will hit the football gridiron against Magdalena. That'll be an early game, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Alan Scott will have that for you here on the Tatum Sports YouTube channel and on the Tatum tab at HobbsAmerica.com. The Lovington boys football team will be on the road in Alamogordo. Don, you and I will have that one. Also an early start, 6:30 on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and the Lovington tab at HobbsAmerica.com. Also on Z94 KZOR. As we've got more delay.
Right, and I don't know why they pulled Jasmine Preciado up, and they were looking at something, checking something. And I think the officials are just making sure that they know which players are who's who and where they are on the court. Each player, you don't have to have a designated libero, but if you do, that libero has to be in a contrasting color jersey, and that libero can have contact. That's a defensive specialist, and can have contact with the ball, from the back court, and not just the front court players, in the defensive position. So that libero can be in the back and has to be in that contrasting, just so the officials know that they are to keep track of that player and to know what she can and can't do, and to see that clearly. Now I don't know if this has anything to do with that, but I do know that the officials are just making sure that they know, so that they can call, so they'll know when there is illegal contact of the ball by different players in their positions. So I think maybe they have all of that sorted out. And we do have a lot of new officials, we must say. We're thankful for our officiating crews. Without officials, you can't play the sports. And there's been a lot of recruiting going on, recruiting and training of officials in all sports across the state of New Mexico this last year particularly. And we do have, some new officials, and we know they're always doing their best. They may come in, with only the officials training,
right,
and in certain sports.
And I'm thinking, actually, just judging on the way they're talking and the way some of the motions are going, I think they're saying that Lovington might have gotten out of rotation And so they want to just make sure that they've got everyone where they are supposed to be on this particular service.
On this particular, in the rotation for the service. And that may be true. They may have skipped a girl. And in which case, I don't know the rule on that. I think that I don't know if you forfeit points or if or not. If you get out of rotation, I know at other levels that if the collegiate level and certainly in the professional level that you do incur penalties because of that. If you get out of rotation, depending on if hits have been made by those girls or not. And Tatum with a good serve coming across, and Lovington answering. Oh, and just some miscommunication at the front as both Chavaria and Bell were up there, but I think they didn't communicate with each other about who was going to hit. West is still serving for Tatum. They're up 9-5 in this one. Lovington answers the serve, and it's a Bell sending it back over, but I believe it's going to go out of bounds. It is. So another point for Tatum. They've stretched this out, and we were tied 4-all, and then Lovington was actually up 6-5 at one point. Now Tatum has gotten another point off the serve as West hit a net ball, but it fell over, and Layla Hernandez could not return that. So 11-5 your score. Tatum in the lead by 6. We have a timeout, and we will acknowledge our sponsors while the girls huddle up and take just a moment. We thank our sponsors for Devon Energy, Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lee County Electric, Stone Oilfield Services, Navajo Refining Company, Norleen, Nowell Pharmacy, Man Welding, Bob's Thriftway, and FAB Lovington. Your Tatum sponsors are EJ's Pumping, Legendary Services, Norlee Tatum Clinic, Tatum Schools, and Nowell Pharmacy. We appreciate our sponsors allowing us to be here and broadcast this Tatum volleyball match between Tatum, your home team, and Lovington, the visitors. And it is 11-5 right now. We are in the first set, and West is serving for Tatum. And Chavaria answers. It's Hernandez setting, and hitting it over is Preciado. Tatum answers. There's a big set for 14. Combs. She keeps it alive, sends it over. Lovington able to salvage that and return that. And now, sneaks it over. That was a nice opportunity for Kyan Combs for Tatum. She took it. They're going to say a foot fault, I believe. So Combs was in good position, and she created a tight set that Lovington couldn't answer, but I think her foot got under the net at the same time. So the point actually goes to Lovington, 11-6, and Lovington will be serving, and it is the libero, Carly Knapp, with a good serve. It's answered by Tatum. There is a set at the net, and Combs comes in for the kill. Lovington able to salvage that. Good work by Riley Dunlap. She sends it over. Tatum, there's a set and an attempted stuff. A good block by number 14, Chavaria. Tatum answers, and Knapp has got it. And now Chavaria sending it over. A long volley as Tatum able to stay alive in that as well. Preciado sets up Riley Dunlap, and she hits it, and it's just inside. So there's a point for Lovington as they start to battle back in this one. And that was nice. It was a good long volley, some really great digs and returns, good passes and sets by both teams on that. But Lovington comes up with the point, and it'll be Carly Knapp, the libero, who's going to net serve. And that point automatically goes to Tatum, 12-5. Tatum leading in this one. It's tough for Lovington. You don't want to make those unforced errors. And on the serve, you not only give the point to the other team, you give them the serve and a chance for them to ace you. Lovington answers this one. There's a good pop-up there, and a little free pass served back over by Preciado. And they sneak it, as that was nice work by Ciara Jimenez. And really love Tatum's front line right there. Jimenez, Combs, and Taylor all doing nice work there. And Tatum again with the serve. Lovington answers. And a nice kill. That one by Riley Dunlap. Dunlap warming up, finding her rhythm. And that's a point. So 13-8, 5-point lead by Tatum, but Lovington will serve. That's Preciado back. And she also has a net serve. Automatic point for Tatum, and Tatum will get the serve back. And Alarcon had been serving the libero for Tatum, and now drifting back to serve, I believe, is number 9. That is Jimenez. Nice serve. A good dig by Chavarria, a set by Preciado, and Hernandez sends it over. Tatum able to answer that. Dig, and a nice pass back over by Combs. Lovington answering. It is Chavarria and that was the 3rd hit. So they could not get it back over the net within 3 tries, hits, and that's going to go over to Tatum. So Tatum with another point, 15-8. And Jimenez serving. A bullet of a serve, and trying to dig it out is Knapp. She cannot come up with a return on that. That was a great serve by Jimenez. Really a lot of heat on it. It was down right in the middle, right in front of Knapp, just so low. Not much she could do. It's tough to peel those pancakes up. Good serve. Lovington still alive, sending it over, and they're going to say, okay, yep, there's a palm, an illegal contact by Lovington on that. So automatic point to Tatum, 17-8. Jimenez still serving. Good serve. Oh, it's going to go off the hands of Hernandez. Really kind of a defensive move. She looked up, and the ball was headed right to her head, and so that was kind of a duck and a defensive move, but it does mean that the point goes to Tatum, so 18-8.
Just a quick note, sorry about the camera. It decided to unplug momentarily.
Uh-oh, okay.
So we're back on the video.
We had a little loss of video there. All right, so 18-8 is your score. Tatum leading. Jimenez with another good serve. Knapp is able to save it, and Preciado gets it over. Good ball control on that. Tatum keeping that alive, sending it over, and it's out of bounds. It's going to go out. And there's a timeout taken. There's a timeout. I believe that Marissa Ochoa called that for Lovington, but timeout will be taken. The officials are going to confer while we have the timeout, and we'll just keep it here as the score is 19-8. Tatum in control of this one. It was fairly even back and forth, off and on, until we got about 4 or 5 points into this one, and then Tatum started stretching this one out just a little bit. So Lovington still able to, put together some good hits, but Tatum has been good on the service, and Lovington has been making some service errors, and that really has been the difference in this one, because on the floor, once they get the volleys, the rallies going, they've had several long rallies, and Lovington has had some good hits, but Tatum has been just a little bit better on the serves and with ball control. So as the timeout expires, we're back on court, and it is Jimenez who's going to be back serving again. And I don't know if they called that or they're just going to replay that point. It's still 19-8 on the scoreboard.
They actually called a point for Lovington. But
all right, 19-9. Finally, they put that up. I was waiting to see if there was some question about that. It looked like that should have been indicated for Lovington. So 19-9, and Tatum is able somehow to return that, but they had an illegal hit. So that point goes to Lovington, and Lovington's not dead in this one. Out of their timeout, it looks like they found a little something, and we now are 19-10. Going back to serve for Lovington is Annalise Chavarria, and a whistle sounds first. And what are they saying?
They're checking the rotation once again on Lovington.
It looks like the ref indicates she thinks it should be somebody serving, somebody different. It's Chavarria who is back to serve.
So they're
they're still working through this. They're working through this question of rotation, trying to get the order right so that everybody's on the same page. Lovington feels like there's nothing wrong, that they are doing, that their rotation is right, and they're just simply, I think they're adjusting the scorebooks so that they have that rotation correctly, so that the scorebook matches what the list that the line that the official has, because the official looks down and has to know that that the rotation is correct as well. If it's not, then they signal and say no. So everybody has to be on the same page with that, and they are busy getting that. And while they're doing that, each team was able to kind of have a free timeout, you might say, have a little huddle with their teams. The coaches did not go out with them, but the girls were able to kind of huddle together. So we're ready to play again. It's 19-10 in this first set. Tatum leading, Lovington serving, and that goes to Tatum's libero and over the net. Nice return by Tatum, but Lovington keeps it alive. And there's a set coming in, Combs for the kill, and she does. She hits it inbounds at near the back court. So a hot hit by Tatum, and that means it's 20-10 now. Tatum leading by 10, and it's going to be Combs back to serve. She takes big swings at the net. Let's see what her serve is like. It's a big serve as well. Tatum answers Preciado's setting. Barunda coming in for the kill. It's handled. A dig by Tatum. Send it back over the net. Barunda with the first touch. Preciado back to Barunda for the kill, and it's inbounds. I believe they say that's in. So it will be a point for Lovington. Lovington not dead yet. 20-11 is your score. And it's going to be Riley Dunlap who is going to be serving now for Lovington. Riley with a good serve, but it is a great dig by Tatum. Sent back over the net by West. A set at the net by Lovington, and sneaking it over is Alexa Bell. Just a nice little fingertip touch over the net off of a good set by Hernandez. And that's another point for Lovington. 20-12 your score now. As another serve by Dunlap. West with the first touch. The setup, West over the net. Bell, first contact. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. Net, and nothing that 17 Nikayla Taylor can do with it, as that's another point by Lovington. It just drops right between the net and Taylor. So 20-13, and Riley Dunlap with the serve. A set coming in is number 11 West for the kill. A dig and a save by Lovington. It's Hernandez, sends it back over, and they're going to say Lovington with the illegal touch. So that's going to be an automatic point for Tatum, and they will get the serve. And Taylor will be going back to serve for Tatum. 21-13, Tatum with your 8-point lead in this first set. And a good serve. And a good save by Lovington, sending it back over. Chavaria, Tatum with the save, setting up West at the net with a big swing, but blocking it at the net is Bell.
Good job by Bell. Good position. She timed her jump and was able to get in West's way.
21-14, Tatum still in the lead, but Lovington with the ball, and going back to serve is Layla Hernandez, and the official again has a question about whether Hernandez is the appropriate person next in the rotation, next to be serving.
And it looks like Coach Ochoa trying to explain her substitutions here.
Right, and it looks like, I don't think she's on the court right now. You've got Hernandez, you've got Barunda, you've got Bell, Dunlap, Preciado, and then Chavaria. So
yeah, a couple of, I guess this is what our third extended, kind of delay for rotations and things, as the officials and the coaches getting together and talking about it.
And now they've brought Coach Ochoa came over, and they've got her looking at their official scorebook and lineup, making the appropriate notations to make sure that everybody is on the same page with the right players. Tatum taking this opportunity as head coach Kelly West talking with some of her girls. She's just kind of making some adjustments, talking about position on the court in terms of return of service and where best to hit and defend, and probably talking about taking some offensive swings as well. Tatum has had a couple of misses on those big hits, but Lovington has as well. But you've got some girls who can take some big swings and big hits on both sides.
And they've actually changed the service over to Tatum and given Tatum a point.
Right.
So they're going to say a penalty on Lovington.
And I think that's going to be because of the rotation, a problem either. Now, Lovington might have thought that they had the rotation right in their eyes, but it was not the way that the officials had it in the book. So finally, yes, there at some point, when you have illegal hits when you have girls out of rotation and you actually hit the serve, then there's supposed to be a penalty point if they say it's more than just confusion about what's going on. So Tatum gets the point. 22-14 is your score. Tatum will have the serve, and it's going to be number 5, Ava Slover, back to serve for Tatum when we get play back underway. They're still conferring out there. Coach Ochoa talking with the girls, making sure the girls understand about the rotation and about the penalty, and then how to move forward out of this. So.
Well, something you've just got to put behind you. You've got to dig deep now. You're only 3 points away from going down 1 set in this one.
That's right. And Lovington has been able to battle back. They'll lose a couple of points, and they'll battle back and get one, and 1 or 2. They'll lose service, and Tatum able to make points on their serve, get service back. So still, we're still having some. We're still seeing the official talking with some of the Lovington girls. And,
now talking to the players instead of the staff.
Talking to when I say the girls, the players, so talking directly with them. And they're pointing out, some of the girls are pointing out. Now, I don't know what the confusion is, because the Lovington jerseys are easier to see than the Tatum jerseys, the numbers anyway. And the Tatum, the only thing is, what's different about Lovington is, Carly Knapp is on the roster as number 4, but she actually is wearing jersey number 5. Riley Dunlap is on the roster as number 15, and she is actually wearing jersey number 12. So maybe that in combination with a rotation, girls out of rotation.
The question, though,
at
seems
least
to be
once,
between Hernandez and Barunda, so I don't know what's going on.
But then Preciado also was in on some of that communication early on as well, and so I don't know. But we're back underway. Tatum with the serve. Lovington answering, setting it up. Barunda going in for the kill. It's answered by Slover, drifting back, and then West sends it over. Set by Hernandez. Up 20, Alexa Bell going in, and she does kind of just place that ball, but they call it out, I believe. Are they going to say it was out? Yes, they are. They're going to say it was out. Lovington thought it was in. I thought at first that it was in as well. So that'll be a point for Lovington, 23-14. And that's answered by Knapp. Barunda with the kill attempt, but Tatum answers that, blocks it at the net, sends it back over. Barunda handling, Preciado passing it. Barunda trying to kill it. Tatum answers. Now West with the big kill attempt. Chavarria saves it. Hernandez sets up Barunda. Barunda sends it out of bounds, and that is point 24 for Tatum. 24-14 your score, as Lovington is in danger of losing this first set. So set point for Tatum, as number 5 Slover still serving, and she hits a net serve, so automatic point for Lovington, and Lovington will get the serve. Now the question is, who's going to serve, and are they the right server in rotation for Lovington? Got to watch that. It looks like Bell will be going back, and it looks like Dunlap is going to go in, and coming out is Knapp. And Bell will serve for Lovington. So 24-15 your score. Tatum leading this one. If Lovington's going to stay alive, they have to do it right here. Tatum answering and sending it over the net was number 12, De La O. And Barunda with an attempted kill. That's handled. Nice hand up there. But even though it was Slover saving that at the net, there was a lack of communication, and West not able to save that one for Tatum. So another point for Lovington. They stay alive in this one. 24-16 your score. And Bell again serving, and it's out. So that is 25-16. And Tatum is going to win the first set, 25-16. And Tatum goes down. Tatum goes up 1-0 over Lovington. So we will take just a moment, and we are between sets. And before the second set begins, we will acknowledge our sponsors again and then take a quick timeout. We'll just go silent after we talk about our sponsors for Tatum: EJ's Pumping, Legendary Services, Norley Tatum Clinic, Tatum Schools, and Nowell Pharmacy. For Lovington, Devon Energy, Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lee County Electric, Stone Oil Field, Navajo Refining, Norley, Nowell Pharmacy, Man Welding, Bob Swiftway, and FAB Lovington. So thanks to our sponsors. We'll be back in 30 seconds, 30-ish seconds, with the second set here. It is Tatum, Lovington Volleyball at Tatum. And welcome back to Lovington Tatum volleyball action. This is in Tatum, and Tatum up 1-0 over Lovington. We head into the second set along with TJ Miracle. I'm Dawn Morgan on Tatum Sports on YouTube, Lovington Sports on YouTube, and on HobbsAmerica.com for One Radio Square Sports. Lovington lost that first set 25-16. And it's going to be Tatum serving first in the second set. Going back to serve is going to be Cayenne Combs for Tatum.
And we've got another delay about rotations and lineups. And
okay, well, and I see that it looks like Coach Ochoa of Lovington is sending Riley Dunlap in. Riley will be in the outside hitter location over there on the left side of the net. Your front line for Lovington is Dunlap, Chavarria, and Preciado. And the serve comes in. It's Knapp, the libero, handling that. And Preciado sends it back over. Great dig by Combs. She comes in. Tatum gets it over the net. And Riley Dunlap with a nice hit, but it goes long. It's outside. So Dunlap had a perfect opportunity to place that ball and just kill it. And unfortunately, a point for Tatum. They're up quickly 2-0 in this second set. Again, that's Combs hitting and sending it back over the net. Riley Dunlap, Combs coming up to hit, and they set up West for the kill, but it goes long. And West, that's a couple of times now in this match. She's a good hitter, and they've got her in that left side, outside hitter location, and she takes some good swings at it. Sometimes she kills it, and sometimes it goes just a little long. It did then. So a point to Lovington, and going back to serve will be Preciado for Lovington. They trail this one. We're early on. It's 2-1 in the second set, but Lovington has to make this set theirs. If they really want to stay alive, the momentum really is in Tatum's court right now, and they are going to have to work hard to try to win this set. This is kind of a must for Lovington, even though it's they have another set to lose and still be in this one. I think it's important for Lovington to try to come back and answer and take this set. Tatum, is a good team. They play well together. You can tell we're kind of early on in the season, and Tatum is also kind of working out some kinks and knocking off the rust, but they have a very fine program, and they, have a lot of girls. They're still a fairly young team. There are only 3 seniors on the roster for Tatum. Lovington with the serve. It's handled by Tatum, comes over. West is going to send over. Knapp digs it. Hernandez cannot handle it. There kind of was some miscommunication between Preciado and Hernandez at the front of the net, and both of them kind of going for that ball, and it just wasn't able to go anywhere. So point to Tatum. They lead 2-1, and it looks like serving is Slover. Lovington handles it, and this time, Riley Dunlap at the net is able to place that ball and keep it inbounds for a kill. So another kill for Dunlap. She's got several of those for Lovington in this match so far, and that evens it up 2-2, and that means Lovington will be serving. And back to serve is going to be Chavarria for Lovington. Tatum is able to answer and dig. Combs sent it over, but back up to the net where it was Dunlap who was able to just push that over with help from Barunda and Hernandez, your front line for Lovington. So a point for Lovington, and Lovington serving. Combs answers, a setup at the net for it, a chance for West to kill it. And again, West sends it out of bounds. So a point for Lovington as West, good at the net, but her ball control today has been a little hit and miss. So 3-2 your score. Lovington leading now, still serving. Chavarria, a good serve. Combs answers, digs it out, and West sends it over. A good dig there by Preciado, and that is Chavarria who sends it up just a little too far, and it hits the apparatus, hits the roof. So that ball is going to go over to Tatum. So Lovington again with a improved, passing, I think. But Tatum will serve, and that's number 2. And Aubrey Young serving for Tatum. Big serve. Chavarria answers. Preciado saves it. Trying to send it over is Carly Knapp. She's there right in front of Chavarria. Just a little miscommunication as well. But that ball, the way that it was angled, it was going to be tough for her to get that back over. But a good try by Knapp. Point goes to Tatum. 4-4. We're all tied up as Aubrey Young with a good serve. Lovington answers. They set up Hernandez. She sends it over. Tatum trying to block that. They handle it. They send it back over. Great dig by Chavarria, but they send it over. Tatum able to answer. Good rally going as trying to kill it at the net. West, she's blocked. And Lovington finally, they get it. And Hernandez, last touch, tries to get over the net. Can't quite get that over. Hernandez, probably the shortest, one of the shorter girls on Lovington's team, not able to get the ups enough to get that over. So 5-4, got a tight one going on here. Tatum leading and serving, a good save by Knapp. They give it to set up Barunda. She goes in for the kill and just gets it inbounds over on that right side. So a point for Lovington. They're able to come back and tie it up. Good fight and a great rally. Both teams 5-5 right now in this second set. Tatum winning the first set, and right now we're in a dead heat. And good play by both teams as Lovington coming back, improving just a little bit. Tatum, just a couple of inconsistencies there in terms of making quality touches. And we're seeing some good rallies by both teams and then some inconsistencies as far as quality touches goes. I think both teams just showing it's early on in the season. They're still kind of finding their way here just a little bit. And Tatum, of course, with the momentum, having won that first set. But Lovington fighting back. A lot of noise here and a lot of Lovington fans in the stands too. Lovington will serve. Riley Dunlap back to do the honors. A good serve. And Tatum's able to answer that. And a quick one over the net. Barunda with another kill. That's 2 in a row for Barunda. So Lovington finding a little rhythm here. And a few points at 6-5. Riley Dunlap Serving for Tatum. Nice serve that falls right. It was a really good serve. It was great going over the net, and then it just died, but right in front of that middle row, right in front of Combs, who did a great job sliding and trying to save it, but just couldn't get there. So 7-5, Lovington with the lead. Good serve by Dunlap. Tatum answering, sending it over. A nice dig. Hernandez with the set. Barunda attempting the kill, but a good block at the net. That was West and Jimenez at the net, saving that for Tatum. So a block and a point for Tatum. 7-6, Lovington leads. West is serving for Tatum. Good serve. Knapp handles it, digs it up. There's a set for Barunda to try to kill. She sends a soft one over Combs, handles that, gets set, and then sends it. Oh, and it's just in at the back, just before the back court. It looked like it was just in, so a really nice place ball there by Combs. She's in that outside hitter location. West with the serve. It's a strong one. Knapp answers. There's a setup. Barunda going for the kill, and she does. As Barunda able to just stab that right in the middle of the court. And this time it was right in front of Slover, who tried for the dig and couldn't get there. So we've got a good battle going on. 8-7, Lovington leading. And back to serve is Hernandez. Hernandez is going to try a little jump serve, and she does. She makes it. It's handled, returned by Tatum. There's a nice set by West. A free ball sent over. Hernandez touches, and Preciado sends it, passes it over the net. And now they set up Combs. She sends it over, but it's saved by Layla. Hernandez given to Bell. Bell sends it over the net, and couldn't. Jimenez trying to save that. She was turned in the wrong direction and just could not turn around and get the ball going back over the net. So another point by Tatum. 9-7 right now. Lovington up and serving. Hernandez with the ball. Good serve. Oh, nope, it's going to go out. Oh, and the line guy said it's touched. It was right on the line. And so Lovington gets the point, 10-7. Hernandez serving as Lovington's got their biggest lead so far, 10-7. And a good serve by Hernandez as it dies right in front of Aubrey Young. She could not dig that out. Good try. She comes off the court. Coming in for her is Alarcon in the libero position. And Hernandez is serving again for Lovington. They're up 11-7 in the second set. And it looks like the net has come undone over there on the side. I think it's the pins. Yeah, it's the pin has come undone at the bottom of the net, and they're retaping that. So it looks like and now Coach West is going to go over, and she's got some tape. Coach West is going to make sure that pin is secured to the net.
Yeah, just some quick little repairs.
Yeah. So she's got the tape. They're going to make sure. So we've got a little stoppage going on while that happens. It gives both the teams a chance to do their own little huddles on each side of the net. 11-7 your score in this second set. Lovington is leading this one. They lost that first set to Tatum. 25-16 your score. Lovington coming back, finding a little rhythm, getting a little momentum going. Tatum is struggling a little bit right now, but they're a good team, and you can't count them out. But Lovington has got to keep going. Layla Hernandez, this is her fourth serve in a row, and a net serve goes over the top, and it just cannot be handled as West goes on her knees trying to save that one. So another point for Lovington as Layla Hernandez serving again, and a good serve, and this time it's handled. Third attempt is going to see it go over the net and out of bounds. So Tatum struggling a little bit here as Lovington has scored. I think this is 5 points in a row now. When they got service back, it was 8-7, and now it's 13-7. So they've scored 5 unanswered points. Hernandez serving. Tatum answers. There's a set up, and sending it back over is the libero. Lovington managing to get it over, but it goes out of bounds. So the point is going to be Tatum's, I believe. Yep, and it's 13-9 now. So here comes Tatum with Jimenez serving. Jump serve, a good one, and it's Barunda who has first contact. Hernandez sets up Bell. Bell gets it over. Tatum answers. They set up Combs for the kill. Combs sends it over, but it's handled by Chavarria and then sent over by Preciado, and it's long, out of bounds. So the point for Tatum as they keep serve. Jimenez to serve again for Tatum. 13-9, Lovington leading this second set. Good serve. Bell with first contact. She sends it sideways into the net. So that's an ace for Jimenez. An ace for Jimenez, and that brings Tatum within 3 points of tying this one up, 13-10. Good serve, and it just is too hot for Chavarria to handle. She really turned her body and her hands the wrong way, her arms the wrong way, to be able to launch that back up in the air for a successful return. So another ace for Jimenez. And 13-11 to score. Here comes Tatum. Knapp returning this one. Hernandez sets it up. Chavarria gets it back over the net. Now Combs sneaks it over. Barunda keeps it alive. Hernandez sets up for a kill. Barunda sends that over. Tatum handles it. They set up Combs for the kill. Lovington handles it, sends a floater back over, and Jimenez just not able to get that at the net. So Lovington will score the point, 14-11 your score. Barunda back to serve for Lovington. And a net serve for Barunda, as an unforced error could prove very costly for Lovington, as we have a 2-point game here. This set, 14-12. Lovington still leading, but Tatum will serve.
Too many unforced errors at the net for the Lady Cats in this one. Too many net serves, too many foot faults, and so hard to win when you're making the errors. Tatum's going to try and capitalize.
Yeah, and it's number 6, Alarcon with the serve. Lovington spins it over and then cannot get it. It gets touched, but Lovington can't get over to it to send it back over the net. So Tatum with the point, and that was a good return by Jimenez. Put a lot of spin on it. Net serve, but it goes over. Barunda touches it, and now Bell sends it over. And Jimenez sets up Combs for the kill. She sneaks it over, but it goes out of bounds. 14 is the score right now. Tatum has come back to tie it up, 14 all, and we're going to be in a timeout situation. So we will take a 30-second timeout and be back with more Tatum and Lovington volleyball for One Radio Square Sports. Welcome back to Lovington and Tatum volleyball in Tatum, as Tatum won the first set, and we're all tied up at 14 in the second set. Tatum is serving. Lovington answers. Preciado trying to get a handle on it. She drifts all the way over to the score table and tries to return that, but that point is going to go to Tatum. So a nice point off the serve of Alarcon. She serves it. Knapp with the first contact. Hernandez sets up. Chavarria sends it over. Combs saves it, then gets set up for the kill. It's dug by number 2 back there and sent over. That, I believe, was Hernandez for Lovington, and just nothing that Tatum could do, as it was one of those funny balls with a spin. It went over and nobody could get to it in time to be able to return that. So Lovington with the point. Knapp is serving, and it is Alarcon answering. They set up. Combs sends it over. Lovington able to save that, but Chavarria goes all the way out of bounds over the left side, runs into the scorer, runs into the officials' roost, to the officials' ladder over there, and is holding her side just a little bit. I think she ran into that. Tatum with the point and the serve. Knapp with first contact. Hernandez gets it up to the net. Preciado runs into the net. It was a tight set, and she was just trying to find the room to answer and get that over the net. Couldn't do it. So Tatum with the point, 17-15. Tatum has retaken the lead, and Combs is serving. She served it. Knapp got a hand on it, sent it straight up, but they could not work out a return as Hernandez and Knapp back there together. So another point for Tatum as they have come storming back, and they've broken the tie, taken a 3-point lead in this second set, and it is Combs to serve. A floater. It's handled by Preciado. Hernandez, then back to Preciado. It is answered by Tatum, and West comes in with a big swing but can't kill. It goes out of bounds, so that's going to be a point for Lovington, and they get the serve back, 18-16 in this one. This has been a very exciting set as both teams with some good play and some brilliant swings, and then some problems as well. That is Preciado with a good serve. Tatum answers. Taylor getting it over the net for Tatum. Preciado sets up Dunlap. Dunlap sends it over the net. It hits the net, and it just becomes so hard to deal with. At that point, that ball is hard to predict. And Taylor and Jimenez were right there at the net for Tatum, and neither one of them could get a hand on that. So a point for Lovington. Preciado serving. And it's going to be an ace because they were kind of out of position as Combs was there along with Slover, and both the girls running into each other, neither one of them returning the ball. So now we are tied back up, 18 apiece, and Preciado serving for Lovington. A long serve, it goes out. Another unforced error by Lovington. That's going to give Tatum a point, and Tatum the serve back, and it's going to be Slover back to serve for Tatum. Tatum 19-18. A good dig by Knapp. Then Chavarria gets it over. Dunlap sends it, saves it. Tatum able to get the set for West. She sends it over. Hernandez sends a floater back over. West with a set. Jimenez gets a free pass over. Now Hernandez sets up Dunlap for the kill. Combs saves that. A long rally going. Sending it over is West. Hernandez gets that for Lovington. They set up Chavarria for the kill. A little spinner off of the net. And now going in for the kill, but dug by Hernandez off of West's hit. Now Dunlap sends it over. And now Jimenez sets up West for the kill. It is answered, but hitting that over to the left out of bounds is going to be Hernandez. But that was a tremendous rally. Both teams with quality hits, good swings. Tatum with the point and the serve. Knapp handles that, and Hernandez sets up. Dunlap sends it over. Tatum answers. Now going for the kill is West, and yes, it is a successful kill for West. She has hit some of those out of bounds, but not that one, right where she wanted it, and it puts Tatum up 21-18. And Lovington wants to talk about it as we were all tied up at 18, and now suddenly it's Tatum by 3 points, 21-18. So it was Coach Ochoa of Lovington who wanted to talk about it. She's got her girls in the huddle. Lovington showing a lot of heart with comeback, but Tatum is a quality program, and they definitely have been able to get down but not out, and that's important because the momentum has shifted to Lovington a couple, 3 different times in this set, but Tatum won't give up. They keep storming back, and now they have a 3-point lead, and they hold serve. It's going to be Slover serving again for Tatum. They've gotten 3 points off of her serve so far, 3 unanswered points. Lovington handles this one. Hernandez sends it over. Combs with an answer. Jimenez tries to hit a floater back over the net. It hits the top of the net and drops back down on the Tatum side. So that's going to be a point for Lovington. 21-19 now. Lovington trails by 2. They will have service, and it's Chavarria back to serve for Lovington. Good serve. Combs has first contact. Jimenez with the set. West a little. Oh, and they call illegal contact by Tatum. So that point is going to be Lovington's. Now Lovington down just by 1, and it'll be Chavarria serving again, 21-20. And that's going to be a net serve, and Lovington again shooting themselves in the foot with an unforced error. That will be a point, 22-20 now. Tatum with a 2-point lead in this second set, having won the first one. They now get service back, and it's going to be number 2, Aubrey Young, back to serve. Lovington's got to dig deep, and Tatum wants to keep the momentum right where it is, and that's going to be a bad serve. Aubrey Young sends it out of bounds, and that, again, is a point for Lovington, and now it's 22-21. Lovington with the ball. Riley Dunlap is going to serve.
And really too many errors on both squads here in this second set.
A good serve. West digs and now is set up for the kill, but a good block at the net by Barunda and Bell. Tatum able to stay alive. They send it over. Preciado setting up Barunda for the kill. She goes in, and it's stuffed block. A good block at the net by West and Jimenez, and the point is Tatum's. It'll be West going back to serve for Tatum. It's 23-21. They have the lead. A good serve dug out by Preciado. And now the set for Barunda for the kill. It goes over the net. Combs keeps it alive, gets the set back, goes for the kill. It goes over the net again. Lovington staying alive. Preciado setting up Bell. And it's saved by Tatum. Jimenez setting up. And an attempted kill by number 12. Soria de la O has not seen a lot of time in the match. She attempts to get it, but it is successfully blocked by Lovington at the net. You got Barunda, Preciado, and Bell at the net. That's a good combination for Lovington. Hernandez serving for Lovington. West answers the set for Combs. She does a soft return. They expected Combs to go and swing hard and go for the kill. Instead, she just had a fingertip return, and it dies right there on the floor. Nothing Lovington could do. So the point for Tatum and the serve. It's set point. 24-22. Lovington still alive. Bell sends it over. Oh, and it goes out of bounds, and that is going to do it. 25-22. Tatum wins the set. Lovington with some good play, though, and they just can't manage to bring that out in time. So 25-22 as Lovington goes down 2-0. We'll be back with the third set. Tatum 2-0. And we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Tatum Lovington Volleyball on Run Radio Square Sports. And welcome back to Tatum Sports on YouTube, Lovington Sports on YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com for One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and it's volleyball night in Tatum as Tatum and Lovington doing battle here. And Tatum won the first set 25-16. Then the second set was a much tighter battle. It went back and forth, back and forth. Lovington not able to hang on to the lead that they held 3 or 4 different times in that set. They ended up falling 25-22. Tatum is dominant so far, but Lovington is not dead. They're still fighting, and it will be Lovington with the serve to start this third set. It's do or die time. Lovington must win this set to stay alive. Chavarria with the serve. She gets it. It's answered by Alarcon, and punched over the net by number 4 Flores in the match for the first time. Lovington answers. Barunda sends it over the net. Tatum handles that. Combs sends it back over. It's dug out by Knapp, and then finally a pass from Flores over to Jimenez, not successful. The ball dies. And they say that it was an illegal touch by Lovington. So Tatum with the point, and they retain serve, but they do change servers. Combs serving, and Barunda with an attempted kill. It goes into the net instead, an unforced error, and Lovington down 2-0 quickly in this third set. Lovington must win this set, but so far Tatum is dominating. A good serve, and Knapp handles that, digs it out, and sending it over. Really nice return by Riley Dunlap, but Tatum is able to answer that. Now Hernandez sends it over. Combs with the first contact. There's a setup for West. Attempted kill. She just hits it. A really nice little touch. Ball control. She saw where the ball needed to go to be able to get an unreturnable ball down on the court, and she did exactly that. So 3-0 with Combs serving and Riley Dunlap getting it over the net for Lovington, but Tatum keeping it alive. West returning. And Preciado with a set. Barunda going in for the kill, and she does, as it hits the libero for Tatum, Alarcon right in the chest, and not returnable. So nice kill by Barunda, and that is the first point in this set for Tatum. 3-1. First point for Lovington, that is. Tatum leads 3-1. Riley Dunlap serving for Lovington. And number 5, Slover digging it out. Number 4, Flores sends it over the net, and now going in for just a soft fingertip kill. Doesn't work, but it does go over the net and keep the rally alive as Tatum sends it. Barunda with it back. Again, a soft return over the net, and that time it worked as Barunda did that same little just fingertip sort of push over the net. First time it was answered and handled by Tatum. Second time it was not. So point for Lovington. Dunlap retains serve and makes a nice serve. Tatum sends it back over the net. Kind of a soft return. Dunlap with it, and a setup for West for the kill. It's blocked at the net by Bell, but it goes out of bounds. So good position and a good try by Lovington and Bell, but bad execution, and that will be a point for Tatum, and they get the serve back. It's going to be Slover serving for Tatum. 4-2 your score. Tatum leading. Knapp handles that. Chavarria trying to set up Barunda, and that's the third hit, so that is automatically a point for Tatum, as Lovington not able to get it over the net in 3 tries. They were just trying to keep the ball alive, and not enough time to worry about ball control. And Slover with an unforced error with a net serve, a low serve, doesn't even make it to the net. So that's a point for Lovington. 5-3 your score. Lovington down only by 2, and Hernandez will serve for Lovington, and that's going to go into the net. So Tatum will get the point and the serve back. 6-3, Tatum leading. Third set. Tatum has won the first 2. Lovington must win this one to stay alive, as going out is their libero Slover, and coming in as number 12, Soria de la O. And serving is Aubrey Young, number 2 for Tatum. And that's a good serve. Chavarria can't handle that. She gets her hands on it, but it had a lot of spin on it. There was a lot of spin on that serve. She was out of position just a little bit and couldn't handle. So an ace for Aubrey Young. 7-3 your score. Tatum leading as Aubrey spins it, goes up, hits it, and it goes out of bounds. So a good break for Lovington, because they will get the point and they'll get serve back. So 7-4 on the serve error by Young, and it'll be Barunda serving for Lovington. She's back, and it's going to go long. Barunda has a lot of power. She has a tremendous amount of power, and sometimes I think it's just hard for her to harness that. And ball control sometimes is a challenge for her, but she's such a gifted player, so talented. But this time, it means a point for Tatum. 8-4 as West is serving, and that has a lot of spin on it as Hernandez comes over, saves it. Preciado gets it over the net. There's a set up as Combs tries to kill it. Bell blocks it. Tatum comes back over for the kill. Bell saves it. Chavarria gets it over the net, and a slap over is saved by Knapp. Preciado sets up Chavarria, And West saves that for Tatum. Good rally going. Combs goes in for the kill. It's saved by Lovington. Preciado hits it, sets it. Bell slaps it over. Jimenez sends it over and out of bounds, and that is going to be a point for Lovington as a good rally, some quality hits by both teams, really nice saves and digs and passes, really good play there, but the point goes to Lovington. It's 8-5, just a 3-point lead by Tatum, and it's going to be Knapp, the libero, for Lovington with the serve. Good serve over. West has first contact, and Jimenez sets up Combs for the kill. Preciado saves it. Hernandez gives it to Preciado. Preciado passes it over the net. Lovington again with a bad hit. So the point goes to Tatum, 9-5. Too many hitting errors by Lovington. They really have to work on their basics, their technique. As a good serve, and it's just not handled. It's going to be an ace for and I didn't see who was serving.
Jimenez.
Was that Jimenez? Sorry about that. As a whistle sounds and a timeout is taken, 10-5 your score. We'll just keep it right here. 10-5, a 5-point lead by Tatum in this third set. Tatum winning the first two, 25-16 and 25-22. This is a must-win set for Lovington, and they started off and they were within 2 points. And Tatum has managed to stretch that back out to a 5-point lead. So Coach Ochoa called the timeout, trying to regroup her girls and get them recentered, refocused. Tatum just trying to maintain their momentum. Coach West is out there just kind of saying, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. And they're looking for the win, but Lovington is looking to stay alive here. So thank you very much for listening. This is Tatum Lovington Volleyball in Tatum. You're watching or listening on Tatum Sports on YouTube, Lovington Sports on YouTube, and on HobbsAmerica.com for One Radio Square Sports. Jimenez with the serve for Tatum. And Hernandez has first contact. Preciado sets up Dunlap. Dunlap sends it over. Combs answers. Hernandez gets it. Riley Dunlap sneaks it over. Just a fingertip return by Riley and hits between the front and mid lines. Nothing that they could do as West tried valiantly to slide in there and tried to save that. Couldn't come up with it. So 10-6 your score. Lovington down by 4. Preciado is serving for Lovington. A good slap serve. West answers it, and Jimenez sets up number 12, De La O, for the kill. It goes over, and nothing Dunlap could do on the front line, so it'll be a point by Tatum, and it'll be Alarcon to serve for Tatum. As 11-6 is your score in this third set. Tatum Lovington looking to try to play some good defense here, try to get that ball back. Tatum trying to put him away. A good serve. It's handled by Knapp. Put over the net by Hernandez. Tatum answers. Going for the big swing and the kill is Combs on the right side. She is a good right side and outside hitter, and she put that one away as it was too hot to handle in the corner for Lovington. So 12-6 your score now in this third set. Tatum with the lead. Tatum with the serve, and Alarcon back to serve. Good serve. Dunlap first contact. Preciado sets up Dunlap for the kill. And it goes, are they going to call that in or out of bounds? They got the kill. It was inbounds as Tatum all looked at it thinking it was going to go out of bounds. Nobody even went over to try to save that and keep it alive. So 12-7 is your score. Lovington battling back. They will have serve. It's Chavarria hitting for Lovington. Digging it out, trying to send it over. West dug it, and nobody at the net as Jimenez was there. Couldn't turn around and dig that out. It was a close set. Very, very close, almost into the net. So the point for Lovington, 12-8. They're just down by 4. Chavarria serving. Good serve. Alarcon answers. Jimenez sets up Combs. She sends it over. Knapp saves it. Chavarria sets it. And some miscommunication there as both turned the wrong way were Hernandez and Dunlap right there in the middle line, and neither one of them actually returned it. I think that was a returnable ball, but bad communication, and point for Tatum, 13-8. as the serve is handled. Dunlap going in for the kill, and it's too long. So it's side out and a point for Tatum, and the serve by Combs coming up 14-8. Tatum leads in this third set. Lovington's got to battle back if they want to stay alive. Preciado sets it up for Barunda, and it goes long. It's out, so Tatum with the points, 15-8. Tatum is stretching it out. Ochoa wants to talk about it, so we will take a timeout as well, and we'll just keep it here, but we'll acknowledge our sponsors. You're listening to Tatum Sports on YouTube, Lovington Sports on YouTube, and on HobbsAmerica.com for One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and thanks to our sponsors for Lovington. It's First American Bank, Bob's Thriftway, Man Welding, Nowell Pharmacy, Norlee, Navajo Refining, Stone Oilfield Services, Lee County Electric, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lovington Auto Supply, Lovington Schools, and Devon Energy. For Tatum, it's Nowell Pharmacy, Tatum Schools, Norlee Tatum Clinic, Legendary Services, and EJ's Pumping. We appreciate our sponsors. Coming out of the timeout, it's do or die time for Lovington as they trail this one 15-8 after losing the first two sets. Tatum will serve. It's Combs back to hit for Tatum. And a long serve is going to be an unforced error and give the point to Lovington and give them the serve. 15-9 your score now. It's going to be Dunlap back to serve for Lovington as they came out from that huddle very vocal. They're fighting. Dunlap with a good serve. Combs first contact, and Jimenez sets up West for the kill. It's dug out by Chavarria. Barunda going for the kill, and it's long. Again, we've talked about Barunda, all that power, but sometimes the ball control is lacking. But big swing, big hit, but a big point for Tatum. And 16-9 your score now. It's Tatum serving, and finally getting it over the net for Lovington is Hernandez. Tatum answers. West going in for the big kill. Chavarria saves it. Preciado setting it. Hernandez sending it over. Combs passes, and they set up West for the kill. Knapp saves it and passes up to Barunda, but Barunda can't handle that and get up in position in time to get it over. So another point for Tatum. It's 17-9 now. Tatum with an 8-point lead in this one, and they retain serve. Slover serving. Barunda, first contact. Preciado sends it over, and unexpectedly, they kind of catch Tatum sleeping. They expected Preciado to set. Preciado is one of the setting specialists for Lovington, and instead, Preciado went ahead and returned it and just nailed it right in the center of the court. Hernandez back to serve for Lovington, a good one. It's answered by Combs, and then West sends it over for the kill, and it proves too hot to handle, as getting a hand on it was Hernandez, but pops it up and so far out of bounds that Lovington can't get over there in time to return it. So the point ultimately for Tatum, even though Lovington showing, some good fight there. It's going to be Aubrey Young serving for Tatum. It's 18-10. They're up by 8 in this third set, and that's first contact by Chavarria, and then Hernandez gets it over for Lovington. Tatum going in for the kill, but Knapp saves it, and Barunda goes in for the kill. Combs saves it, and Jimenez sets up Adela O, but it is saved by Preciado, and now Bell pushes it over. Tatum getting a hand on it, but nobody can get it. So stabbing a hand on it was Della O, but then Jimenez and West, your front line for Tatum, can't get over there in time to get it over the net. So good play by Lovington and a good rally. And now it's 18-11. Lovington down by 7, and it's Barunda back to serve. Barunda with a good serve, and in fact it's going to be an ace because it was a good strong serve, had a lot of spin on it, and Combs, even though she's a good player and was in good position to try to return it, just too hot to handle. So an ace by Barunda. This one though is going to be long, and that's going to be a point for Tatum. So 19-12 is your score. 7-point lead by Tatum. Lovington again giving the ball over, and it'll be West back to serve for Tatum. 19-12 in this third set. Hernandez gets first contact. Preciado setting it. Chavarria sends it over. And now setting up for the big kill is West, and it is a kill, as it was Jimenez setting up Combs, that is. Jimenez set up for Combs. Combs came in for the big kill, and that was just too hot for Lovington to handle, even though they tried. Good hustle, but a point for Tatum, who serves again. Preciado setting up Bell, tries to send it over the net and goes into the net instead. 21-12 is your score as Tatum stretches this one out. West back to serve again. Third set. Lovington's got to find something now and try to battle back. The ball goes over, and after 2 passes at the net, Chavarria trying to save it and get it over, can't. So another point for Tatum, 22-12. They're up by 10. West will serve. Lovington must answer. Hernandez with first contact. Preciado sets up Bell. She sends it over, and Jimenez saves it. They set up Combs for the kill, and Combs is able to just put a soft one down on the court. Nobody in position for Lovington to be able to return that. So 23-12. Tatum still serving. West has the ball. Sends it over. Hernandez, first contact. Preciado sets up Chavarria. She sends it over. West digs it out. Jimenez sends a soft one over. It's saved by Bell. Knapp has it up. Chavarria sends it over. And it is Slover with first contact. They set up Combs for the kill. And instead it goes over the net, and Chavarria makes a nice, tries to return it, but it goes out of bounds, so side out. Chavarria with good intentions, good thought, but just no ball control there. As set point, match point for Tatum. A good serve. West has got it, and Bell sends it over. Bell sends it over and kills. So keeps Lovington alive in this one, 24-13. Lovington now with the serve. It'll be Knapp back to serve for Lovington. 24-13. Still set and match point. West answers. They set up Combs for the kill. Good block at the net by Riley Dunlap. They send it over. Preciado sets up Dunlap. Dunlap sends it over. It's handled by Jimenez. Now set up Chavarria for the kill. And getting a hand on it is West in the backcourt, but she can't do anything with it. It spins straight up. Slover can't get there in time. And the point is Lovington. So Lovington stays alive. 24-14 as they're fighting. 24-14 down by 10. Still set point, match point with Knapp serving. First contact, they get it over, and De La O sends it over the net. Barunda, first contact. Preciado sets up Dunlap for the kill. She sends a soft one in there. Combs saves it, sends it over. Preciado sends a free pass over. And now just a soft return again by Jimenez. Jimenez usually sets up for other players, but Jimenez just made the return, a soft one herself over the net, and that is it. 25-14, that's your third set score, and in straight sets, Lovington falls to Tatum. So 25-16, 25-22, and the last one was 25-14. So those spelled the victory for Tatum and defeat for Lovington. Lovington now 0-3 on the season, but they showed a lot of fight, and they had a lot of good long rallies going and some good quality hits, but too many unforced errors, bad hits by Lovington. They just basically gave away too many points to Tatum, and Tatum is too good a team. They're going to take points for themselves, and if you give them more, they're going to come out on top every time. So Tatum proving to be just too strong for Lovington tonight. Good play by Tatum. Can't take anything away from them as they played well, although some inconsistencies in their game. It wasn't a cakewalk by any means. That second set particularly was a close one, back and forth for both teams. So good play today, and congratulations to Tatum on the win. The next game for Lovington is going to be against Eunice at home next Tuesday on the 7th, and we will be at Wildcat Gym to call that game. The next game on the air that will be covered by Noel Mark Broadcasting by One Radio Square Sports will be Thursday, September 9th, and that will be Tatum right here again against Gateway Christian. So good luck as Tatum moves forward into the JAL tournament starting tomorrow and Saturday, and several Lee County teams I think are going to be involved in that one as well. I think Eunice may be playing in that tournament, so good luck to Tatum, Eunice, and JAL in that one, and we'll be back with more Lovington girls volleyball. What did you think about this one, TJ Miracle?
Well, again, we talked about it at the pregame show. Marissa Ochoa, the new head coach, putting in her system, and you can tell it's still very early in the season. They're still learning what Coach Ochoa wants, but I think they're going to get there. For Tatum, Coach West has been there for a long time and has done a fantastic job with this squad. She's still got some rough patches to work out for the Lady Coyotes, but again, early in the season, have to see how it all goes. I think there's a pretty high ceiling, though, for both of these teams. If they can just maybe get a little bit under control, work on getting rid of some of the errors. If you're Lovington, if you're Tatum, just work on being more consistent, and I think you're probably going to be setting yourself up for success.
Yeah, I think Lovington needs to work back on some of the basics. They need to work on service, and they need to work a little bit on hitting the ball, on quality hits, and they're having a lot of illegal touches and illegal hits, and so they just need to work on that. However, I'm seeing a lot of improvement early on in the season for Lovington. Earlier this year, in the last year's season, which actually was earlier this year, they were losing sets by far greater margins. I mean, they were losing sets, and they were getting to they were losing sets 25-8, 25-10, 25-12. They're battling back and recovering, and they had the lead in a couple of these sets, a few times. So they just need to realize that they can play, but they're going to have to be more consistent about their play and to put together. But we're already seeing some improvement, I think, over the last season with this team, and the potential to certainly to play even more consistently and to have better outcomes. So I think they can start winning matches if they will do that, and I look forward to seeing them continue to improve and to bring some excitement these games. This match was pretty exciting to call tonight, and Tatum, of course, just needing to continue to build on their program and continue their success, which I'm sure they will. And it was a pleasure to be here tonight. So thank you very much to all of our sponsors again. And you have been listening and watching to Tatum Lovington Volleyball with Tatum Sports on YouTube, Lovington Sports on YouTube, and on HobbsAmerica.com, and for One Radio Square Sports. I'm Dawn Morgan, along with TJ Miracle, saying good night, and we'll see you again.